Hello friends, welcome to the lecture series on plant physiology. We are dealing with chapter transpiration, and in that we have seen topic opening and closing of stomata. In previous lecture we already discussed about the Stewart hypothesis about opening and closing of stomata. In this video today we are going to learn about active K transport mechanism. It is also related with opening and closing of stomata. This particular mechanism, it has been given or it has been identified by different names. It is also known as active potassium pump theory because potassium is actively involved in the process. Then it is known as theory of proton transport because protons are released from malic acid. They are very actively involved in this process. And also it is known as hormonal regulation because some hormones plays very important role in the process of opening and closing of stomata. So most popularly this active K transport mechanism or active K transport theory, it has been identified by all these names. So let us start with active K plus transport mechanism. Leavitt 1974, he put forth the proton transport concept to explain the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. According to this theory, K plus, that is potassium ions, play very crucial role in stomatal movement. Entry and exit of potassium ions into and out of the guard cell, it results in the opening and closing of stomata. The adjacent epidermal cells act as storage cells for guard cells. The uptake of potassium ions K plus is balanced by this uptake of chlorides, transport of H plus released from organic acid, that is malic acid, and lastly by negative charges of organic acid when they lose H plus. So this is the concept of K plus transport which is given or put forth by Leavitt 1974. So according to him, this K plus ions and protons plays very important role in the process of opening and closing of stomata, or we may call in the process of stomatal movement. The adjacent epidermal cells means the epidermal cells which are present adjacent to guard cells, they act as the storage cells for the K plus ions. The uptake of potassium ions, it is balanced by these three factors, that is uptake of chlorides, transport of H plus ions released from organic acid, and that acid is malic acid, and lastly by negative charges of organic acids when they lose H plus. Now first of all we will discuss about opening of stomata during daytime, means in presence of light. So during the daytime we know very well, in presence of light photosynthesis is going on. Due to photosynthesis, carbon dioxide in guard cells and surrounding cells, it gets decreased as it is utilized in the process of photosynthesis. So carbon dioxide which is present into the vicinity of all these guard cells, it becomes decreased. Why? Because during photosynthesis it is utilized and it get reduced. Due to decreased CO2 concentration, pH of the guard cells it get increased and it will increase up to neutral or it becomes alkaline, 7 or more than that. So these conditions are favorable for the conversion of starch in guard cells into malic acid. So when CO2 concentration reduced or decreased, the pH it will be increased and it will become neutral to alkaline. So this increased pH, it is favorable for the conversion of starch into malic acid. So here you can see the reaction starch plus H2O, it gets converted first of all into hexose sugar, and finally this hexose sugar C6H12O6, it will be converted into C4H6O5 in presence of oxygen, and it will release H2O molecule. So this is malic acid, that is known as C4H6O5. So this is formula of malic acid. So these three molecules of malic acid have been formed from the starch here. So this is first reaction, how this starch will convert it into malic acid in presence of increased pH or reduced CO2 concentration. When malic acid is synthesized, further it gets dissociated in hydrogen and malate ions. Means when this starch get converted into malic acid, the synthesized malic acid again get dissociated into hydrogen and malate ions. So see here, this is suppose malic acid, it get dissociated, that is into malate ion. So you can see here RCOO, 2 malate ions plus protons. So here 2 protons have been released and malate ions also released. So this malate ions containing negative charge and protons contains positive charge. Now protons, that is hydrogen ions, which are produced in the reaction, you have seen here these protons which have been formed from the malic acid to into the conversion of malate ions and protons. So these protons, or they are known as hydrogen ions produced from malic acid, it is used by guard cells for the exchange of K plus ions. Means K plus ions which are present into the guard cells, they may be or they are exchanged with H plus ions. So an ionic exchange takes place with the help of cytokinin hormone. As we have seen, it is known as hormonal regulation of opening and closing of stomata. Why? Because these are some hormones which are responsible for the opening and closing of stomata, or they are involved in the process of opening and closing. So an ionic exchange takes place with the help of cytokinin hormone. So ionic exchange means K plus ions which are present into the guard cells, now they will replaced or exchanged by H plus ions which are synthesized into the epidermal cells. So an ionic exchange takes place with the help of cytokinin hormone, and also it requires energy in the form of ATP. So for this particular exchange, energy is required and it is in the form of ATP. H plus ions produced from the malic acid, it effluxes out of guard cells in exchange of K plus ions stored in the adjacent epidermal cells is influxes into the guard cells. Now what happens? H plus ions which are produced into the guard cells due to these cytokines from malic acid, they get effluxes out from the guard cells. So means they goes out from the guard cells, and the K plus ions, it will be drawn from the epidermal cells and they get enter into the guard cells. Now due to this efflux of these H plus ions from guard cells, there will be influx of K plus ions into the guard cells. Due to this ionic exchange, H plus ion concentration in guard cells it get decreased and K plus ions concentration it get increased. As we have seen, K plus ions from epidermal cells, that is adjacent epidermal cells, now comes into guard cells, so that K plus ion concentration in guard cell increases, and as H plus ions they will efflux, means goes out from the guard cells and enters into the adjacent epidermal cells. So due to this, K plus ions concentration of guard cells it get increased and H plus ion concentration gets increased. So due to increase in potassium ion concentration of guard cell, pH of guard cell increases, more than 7 and cell sap of the guard cell become alkaline. So as we have seen, pH, for the increase of pH, first of all we have seen the first region, that is decreased CO2 concentration, and second reason is increased potassium ion concentration. Now beside this, guard cells also uptake chloride ions to maintain the electrical balance inside and outside of the guard cell. So these are very important for to maintain electrical balance, because they contains an ion that is negative charge. So they are again uptake by guard cells and they will maintain electric balance inside and outside of the guard cells. The malate anions formed in the guard cells are neutralized by the K plus ions. So now the malate anions, we have seen that malic acid has been converted into malate ions and H plus, that is protons. Now these protons have been effluxed out from the guard cells. The remaining malate anions, they are formed into the guard cells. As they are negatively charged, they are neutralized by the K plus ions, and which results in the formation of potassium malate. So from this K plus ion and this malate ions present into the guard cells, there will be the formation of potassium malate. Now this potassium malate enters into the vacuoles of guard cells. So see here, these are malate anions which are already present into the guard cells. When K plus ions, they will enter into the guard cells from the adjacent epidermal cell in the exchange of protons. This malate anions and this potassium comes together to form potassium malate. So due to potassium malate, the osmotic concentration of cell sap increases and it causes endosmosis. So due to this potassium malate formation, the osmotic concentration of the cell sap increases and it causes endosmosis, and due to this finally guard cells become turgid and kidney shaped and stomata gets open. So this is all about the opening of stomata during the daytime. Now there will be another mechanism, that is closing of stomata during night time, that is in absence of light. So in here what happens, in the closure mechanism of stomata, the plant growth inhibiting hormone, that is abscisic acid, is actively involved. This abscisic acid functions in presence of CO2. At night time, the process of respiration starts, from which carbon dioxide is released. So as we have seen in opening of stomata, there was another hormone, that is cytokinin, but here you can see there is another hormone, abscisic acid. So this mechanism of opening and closing of stomata is also known as hormonal regulation or hormonal mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. During daytime, cytokinin plays very important role, and during night time, abscisic acid plays very important role. So what happened in the closure mechanism of stomata, the plant growth inhibiting hormone. So this hormone is also known as plant growth inhibiting hormone, that is abscisic acid. It is actively involved. This abscisic acid, it functions or becomes active in the presence of CO2. As during night time respiration is going on, O2 is absorbed and CO2 is released. Now during night time, abundant CO2 is present into the vicinity of guard cells, and due to that what happens, this abscisic acid will become active, or it will become functional. In darkness, ABA, that is abscisic acid, inhibits K plus uptake by changing the diffusion and permeability of guard cells. So due to the abscisic acid, the diffusion and permeability of guard cell, it get changed, and due to that K plus ion uptake which was going on during daytime, it will be inhibited. Now efflux of K plus ions from guard cells and influx of H plus ions into guard cells takes place. Now exactly opposite process have been takes place here. During daytime efflux of H plus ion was there, but during night time what happens? Efflux of K plus ion takes place and influx of H plus ions takes place into the guard cells. So this ionic exchange, it is responsible for acidification of guard cells and makes them acidic and decreases its pH. So due to this ionic exchange, that is exchange of K plus and H plus ions, what happen? The guard cells will become acidic. In daytime they have become neutral and alkaline, but here due to this exchange of K plus and H plus ions and due to efflux of K plus ions, the guard cell become acidic, or they become acidified due to decreased pH. At low pH, starch is synthesized and it is osmotically inactive. So due to this decreased pH, what happened? The malic acid which have been formed during daytime, it gets converted again into starch. As we know, starch is osmotically inactive, decreases the osmotic pressure of guard cells, and due to this exosmosis takes place and water moves out of guard cells to subsidiary cells, that is into the adjacent epidermal cells. So water which has been absorbed during daytime, it gets again back into the subsidiary cells, and thus guard cells become flaccid and stomata becomes closed. So this is the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. Thanks for your attention.